This one should be good. I'm not a Marvel fan. I believe a few of you in the chat are. My best friend is a Marvel fan. Apparently, Ben Shapiro, not a big fan. Not a big fan, or at least
that
of
are blowing out
She-Hulk.
their credibility in the media. Disney continues apace. So, remember that time that they used to make comic book movies that were fun and didn't lecture you on woke garbage? Remember that? Wasn't that nice? Like you watch the old Superman movies with Christopher Reeves and you're like, oh, wow.
Did you get the meaning of any of those fucking Superman movies? Holy shit, dude. Did you get the meaning of any of the comic book movies?
Oh, there's not a lot of politics to this. It's basically just Superman. And then you watch Batman Begins and The Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises. You're like, there might be some political messaging here, but it's pretty deeply buried. It mostly just seems thought-provoking. Well, now, the writers for the shows on Disney and in the Marvel Universe are basically just reading slate pitches and directly channeling them into the dialogue. So this show looks just...
Are they?
I would be honest with you, ever since Disney...
Oh, he hasn't even watched
decided
it.
to unleash the fact publicly that it was trying to indoctrinate kids in LGBTQ plus minus divided by sign queer theory. When they said that, I canceled my Disney Plus subscription, so I've not watched a single moment of Disney Plus since then. And it's one of the reasons why we here at Daily Wire have dedicated $100 million over 3 years to developing children's content, because it turns out that content for kids should basically just be content for kids. Well, now what they've decided to do is that they're growing up. They're growing up the superhero genre. They've been doing this in the comic books for years, right? They got Ta-Nehisi Coates to write the Superman comics, which is like having Noam Chomsky write Superman back in the 1970s. They have somebody who openly talked in his memoir about smoking pot while watching 9/11 because he hated America so much. Like, have that guy write about Superman. Makes perfect sense. Sounds great.
Based.
So they've done that in the comic books for a while. Right? Superman in one of the spin-off universes is now a...
Why are you
gay
trying to
youth standing
cancel
up for Pride flag or
Ta-Nehisi
something.
Coates, motherfucker?
So they've been doing that. And now they're putting it into the TV shows. And so you end up with just purely bad dialogue like this. I'm sorry, this is bad dialogue. So this is the character of She-Hulk
I'm ready. Hit me with it.
explaining to Bruce Banner how she is really good at controlling her anger because she's a woman. You see, here we go.
Here's the thing, Bruce. I'm great at controlling my anger. I do it all the time. But when I'm catcalled in the street, when incompetent men explain my own area of expertise to me, I do it pretty much every day, because if I don't, I will get called emotional or difficult, or I might just literally get murdered. So I'm an expert at controlling my anger because I do it infinitely more than you.
Yeah, she is correct. That is
they
a
added
salient
called me at the
point.
end there. But yeah, I mean, so now, and this has been hailed as just the most heroic thing. Well, Disney put the talking points from Jezebel right
That
in
was
the show.
good dialogue.
You have accounts like a co-host of Geeks of the Week, quote, She-Hulk might genuinely be the first time some young men hear a woman speak candidly about experiences like this. It might not seem like it, but it's hugely important.
Yeah.
And the music rises. We need some backlit lighting. Just a hero shot. Wait, I'm sorry. Is you lecturing in the most tendentious fashion about how hard women have it in the United States in the middle of a comic book show? Is that hugely important? Or is that you guys virtue signaling?
Triggered
I
indeed.
entirely agree with you. I love the way that it works.
Yeah. Oh, I love how you point out how angry she is in the clip. But you're just seething right now, man. She went on a little rant for 30 seconds. You made a 7-minute video about how this shit hurt your feelings. On a show you just didn't even fucking watch, dude. Why are you doing this? Because you get clicks off of it. Your little hate parade gets clicks.
Spectacular. What happens is a writer puts something like this in the script, and the producer's like, this isn't very good, but we do have to put it. It's very important. It's so important. And then the director's like, I'm going to clap you on the back, producer and writer, because you guys...
Joey,
so
welcome.
important. And then they all have a great big circle hug. And then they're real happy with each other because they all agree with each other about all these things. They agree that...
He almost said circle jerk. He almost said circle jerk.
You live in sexual
that
anarchy.
women are so put upon in American society. Women are so victimized. They're constantly having to hold back in the face of male aggression. And it needs to be promoted to teenage boys who are watching She-Hulk. It's super important. By the way, I'm just going to point out here at the very end where she says, you might literally be murdered if you're a woman for no other reason than you're a woman. Like, if you ever get angry as a woman, a man might just come out of the woodwork and just stab you in the eye with a shiv. That is your life. And because women, if they're ever perceived as emotional or angry, then people they come along and they kill them. It's basically like Afghanistan around here. Let me read you a statistic. Okay, murder victims in the United States in 2020 by gender. You ready? Total number of murder victims altogether, 17,754. Okay, this is according to the Statista Research Department in 2020. 17,754 total murder victims. Female murder victims, 3,573. Male victims, 1,146. So if we're just talking about in the United States, like in terms of homicide victims, I'm going to note that men get killed way more often than women. Now, that does not mean that women aren't.
Men are more violent, more prone to be in violent situations.
That many men don't have to have. But this notion that in widespread fashion, every woman is holding herself back all the time from a predatory, evil, male patriarchy. Women now constitute the vast majority of college graduates. Women are vastly overeducated in the United States when compared to men. Women coming out of college are earning more when they first get out of college.
Good.
There's a vast problem with males in the United States, actually. Males are falling well behind their female counterparts in the United States. But we have to keep pushing is the idea that women are victims in the United States.
What's wrong with males?
Here in the United States, and you have to hear it from She-Hulk. She-Hulk will tell you about it.
Well, man, like, don't you have Jordan Peterson on your fucking channel? Isn't that like a personal failure? Shouldn't you clean your fucking room, dude? Like, if men are falling behind women, shouldn't you look inside instead of blaming other people, huh? Just saying.
Up yours, woke moralists. We'll see who cancels who.
Jordy Pete has some advice for you, Ben.
It's so important, guys. So important. By the way, women are the majority of voters in the United States. It's just
good.
It continues to be a source of amazement to me that the people in entertainment think.
Let's hope soon there's a majority of government in the United States.
Create an opening for market competition so that we here at Daily Wire can make kids content and take away some of your market share. I'm happy to do it.
No.
I mean, I'm fine with it.
No. Nobody wants that, Ben.